After finding out someone stole my bone reading skills, I spent 1,000 years mastering. I straight up broke my own fingers and went back to the mountains to go off the grid. Then my wife's white moonlight Chusheng completely lost it because, in my past life, Chusheng claimed he was the reincarnation of the bone reading ancestor. Every single time he'd steal my predictions and say them out loud first. After it happened a few times, the richest family, the Lius, lost all trust in me. Liu Ruyan wanted to break things off with me. I wasn't having it. Spent 81 days straight and finally predicted Old Master Lu's deadly omen. Right when I stopped Old Master's car heading to the airport, he'd already gotten a call from Chusheng telling him to turn back home. Chusheng became the bone-reading master every rich person in Hong Kong worshipped. Meanwhile, I became the thief everyone in Hong Kong despised. After that, Liu Ruyan, who hated me to the core, tortured me for 3 days and nights. I was so unwilling. On my deathbed, I burned 100,000 merit points and got sent back to the day Chusheng returned to the Liu family. Long Outian, haven't you figured out whether this trip is lucky or unlucky yet? A familiar, impatient voice rang in my ears. I realized I'd been reborn. Looking at Liu Ruyan's annoyed expression, rage filled my heart. In my past life, I spent my entire life's energy protecting Liu Ruyan, keeping her safe and sound. But she killed me with her own hands. This life, I'm not just gonna expose Chusheng's true face. I'm gonna make Liu Ruyan spit back every bit of luck she stole from me. Since Chusheng somehow always managed to steal my predictions first, I'll just do the opposite. Right as I was about to speak, Chusheng walked in. He froze for a second, then rushed over fast. Panic all over his face as he grabbed Liu Ruyan's arm. If you go out today, you'll meet disaster. You can't leave. Seeing Chusheng's anxious look, I knew he took the bait. Liu Ruyan didn't even hesitate. She chose to believe Chusheng. Immediately called the driver and told him she's not going out today. In my past life, I suspected Chusheng used mind reading to predict my thoughts, so he could say the fortune before I did. This time, I deliberately thought about a bad omen on purpose. Liu Ruyan would miss out on the Su family's banquet, miss the investment opportunity, and let the rival company cash in. As soon as the assistant brings back the news, I can slap Chusheng in the face. Soon, I was waiting for the assistant to rush in, but what came through the door was a panicked shout instead. Miss Liu, I'm from property management. Your car just left the neighborhood. Couldn't brake in time and got into an accident. The driver inside seems like he stopped breathing. As soon as he finished, chaos erupted in the Liu family's living room. I froze on the spot. How is that possible? What I predicted should have been great fortune. Seeing everyone's confused faces, Shushe gave an embarrassed smile. Actually, I'm the bone-reading ancestor reincarnated. But for some reason, ever since I ran into Long Ocean, my bone-reading powers stopped working. But what isn't yours can never be fully mastered. I was worried about everyone's safety. So the moment my powers came back, I rushed over. Liu Ruyan immediately frowned and stepped forward. You dare use your unreliable bone reading to tell our fortunes? If Chusheng hadn't been worried about us and come back, our whole family would have been killed by you. The Liu family members, who used to be somewhat polite to me, now looked at me differently. The mockery and accusations got louder and louder. Chusheng's smile got wider. Finally, the shouts to kick me out only died down when Old Master Liu put his foot down. Liu Ruyan looked at me with ice in her eyes. Long Outian, don't get cocky. Once I confirm you're useless, I'll make Grandpa kick you out of the Liu family first thing. With that, Liu Ruyan ignored my reaction and walked back to her room with Chusheng like I didn't exist. Over the next few days, I went over every detail from my past life and this life after Chusheng returned. Still found nothing. Without getting the answer I wanted, I walked downstairs in a daze and saw Old Master Liu waving me over. Long Aotian, come here and read my fortune. I'm about to fly to Australia to negotiate a deal. Just as I was about to step forward, Liu Ruyan walked in from outside. Grandpa, why do you still trust him? Just call Chusheng instead! Chusheng's way better than him. Even though I was used to Liu Ruyan's cold sarcasm, those words still made my heart sink again. Stop pretending to be something you're not. Don't hurt my grandpa. Liu Ruyan tried to pull me away, but Old Master Liu blocked her with his cane. Enough, I know what I'm doing. I sighed, pulled myself together, and placed my hand on Old Master Liu's wrist to read his bones. The prediction was the same as my past life. A terrible omen. So what's the result? I looked at Old Master Liu's fake kind face, then glanced at Chusheng walking downstairs. Great fortune. Chusheng's voice and my thoughts rang out at the same time. Old Master Liu immediately turned to look at Chusheng. Seeing Chusheng nod confidently, he finally felt at ease and left with Liu Ruyan, driving to the airport. Time ticked by, but even when it got dark, I never got news from the assistant about Old Master Liu and Liu Ruyan's plane crash. Just when I was totally confused, I heard the assistant excitedly, calling Chusheng to congratulate him. Congrats, Mr. Chu! Your prediction came true again. Old Master Liu's congenital heart disease was actually cured by a reclusive old Chinese doctor on the plane. Impossible! I've predicted disasters for Old Master Liu before, but I've never seen something this good happen. Could Chusheng really be the true bone-reading ancestor? The next day, Chusheng and I went to the banquet Old Master Liu threw for the old doctor. The second we walked in, we were swarmed. All kinds of sharp questions got thrown at me. Sir, now that the Liu family has Mr. Chu, the reincarnated ancestor, you're just a thief with no skills. Do you even have the nerve to stay in the Liu family? Just now, Miss Liu Ruyan announced she's divorcing you and marrying Chusheng, so what do you have to say about that? Before I could speak, Chusheng beat me to it. Even if Long Aodian's abilities are useless now, he's helped the Liu family for years. We won't kick him out. Looking at Chusheng's smug smile, my eyebrow twitched. I asked coldly. The bone-reading ancestor wasn't born knowing bone reading. Since you claim to be the bone-reading ancestor, how'd you master this one-of-a-kind prediction method? When I was 10, I passed out in the woods. My right hand was badly injured. After it healed, it gained spiritual energy. His words made me freeze on the spot. The origin of my bone reading, no one knows except me. Chusheng's story was word for word the same. Everyone around and online saw my face go pale instantly. They all mocked me. Liu Ruyan and Chusheng just stood there watching coldly. Even Old Master Liu, who invited me to the banquet, said nothing and let them do it. I let out a cold laugh. Sadness washed over me. I turned to leave, right then and there, but my eyes suddenly caught Old Master Lu's rosy complexion. My foggy brain snapped awake in an instant. So that's how it is. I couldn't help but laugh out loud. I was grateful for Lu Ruyan saving my life. So I married into the Liu family. I was willing to read fortunes for the entire Liu family. But from now on, my bone reading skills will never be used on anyone in the Liu family again. With that, I snapped my right index finger. Suddenly, Old Master Lu, who'd been all energetic, clutched his chest and collapsed. I walked straight out and returned to the mountain where I used to live. The moment Shen Yuchu saw me, his eyes lit up with excitement. Master Long, why'd you come back? For a moment, I didn't know how to describe how down in the mountains. I'd already become a Fei Wu everyone hated. Luckily, Shen Yuchu was a perceptive guy. Seeing I didn't want to talk, he didn't ask and just turned to cook for me. I saved Shen Yuchu 10 years ago. Back then, he passed out from hunger in front of me. When I caught him, I happened to touch his bone. If I sent him back, his parents would have sold him off to the mountains. I softened and paid to take him in. Before deciding to marry Liu Ruyan, I told him to leave too, but I never expected